Why is willpower crucial? Research indicates that those with stronger willpower excel in nearly every life aspect. They're happier and healthier, enjoy more fulfilling relationships, achieve greater success, earn more, and even live longer. Essentially, if you aim to better your life, fortifying your willpower is a good start. Today, we'll delve into how our brain's reward system functions, why focusing on avoiding something often leads us to do it, and how willpower, like a muscle, strengthens with training. First, grasp your brain's reward system. Why do we often feel bad after indulging our immediate desires, like buying a new sweater we don't need, or spending a lazy evening in front of the TV? And why do we repeat these actions despite knowing better? Because your brain's reward system isn't always your ally. It sometimes leads you astray. What happens in the brain when you crave something? First, you see or smell something desirable. That's enough to activate the brain's reward system. This system releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that stimulates the areas responsible for attention, motivation, and action. These dopamine releases can be triggered by anything we've associated with pleasure: a 70% off sale sign, the smell of delicious food, or an attractive smiling face. When dopamine is released, the object that triggered it becomes highly desirable, even if it's against our long-term interests, like unhealthy food, internet binges, binge drinking, or one-night stands. This explains why we engage in activities that seem irresistible initially, but later leave us feeling guilty and dissatisfied. Our prehistoric ancestors weren't troubled by this reward mechanism. In fact, being drawn to sweet things was advantageous, as sweet fruit and berries were crucial to their diet. Our ancestors also had more freedom to pursue mating partners without modern-day societal constraints. But, although this impulsive mechanism isn't as useful today, it still exists, and we must ensure it doesn't push us toward unhealthy or unwise choices. So, what can you do? You can turn this weakness into a strength by combining unpleasant tasks with something that triggers dopamine. For example, take your boring paperwork to your favorite cafe and complete it over a delicious hot chocolate. Second, stop actively resisting or thinking about your desires. Here's a challenge. For the next 5 minutes, don't think about white bears. Can you do it? Most people can't. Even though we rarely think about white bears, actively trying not to makes it almost impossible to stop. The same applies to cravings. Suppression may seem effective initially, but it actually worsens them. A researcher showed that thought suppression compels us to do what we're trying not to think about. So, how can you overcome cravings without pushing them away? When dieting, don't deprive yourself of favorite foods because it increases cravings. Instead of deciding you won't eat fast food or cupcakes, focus on you will eat more healthy food. Unhealthy food intake will decline automatically, making it easier to stick to a positive challenge. Third, willpower is like a muscle. Have you ever helped a friend move furniture? By the day's end, your muscles are so tired you couldn't carry anything more, even if you wanted to. Willpower works the same way. Overusing it exhausts you, making self-control harder. But you can strengthen your willpower muscle by hitting the willpower gym. Why does overusing willpower deplete it? Because each successful self-control attempt draws from the same limited source. Resisting a temptation not only weakens your ability to avoid other temptations, but also leads to procrastination and other failures. This willpower exhaustion occurs regularly. Many daily tasks, like commuting, sitting through boring meetings, or choosing between numerous shampoo brands, draw from our limited daily willpower reserve. Just as you can train your arm muscle with weightlifting, you can train your willpower muscle with challenges. By regularly performing small willpower challenges, you can gradually improve your self-control. For example, keep a forbidden candy jar in a visible spot you're never allowed to touch, no matter how tempting it looks. Practicing with this small temptation often will train your willpower muscle, helping you cope with larger challenges. I hope you found something helpful to apply in your life from this video. If you liked it, feel free to share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.